Boom, bada boom, bada boom, boom, bada boom, boom, boom. Boom! We are live. It's Chris Igoe Home Group, powered by Remax Direct. It is February 25th, Tuesday, February 25th. Of course, that means it's Get Some Tuesday, so we are about to jump on the horn here. We are going to dial the triple-headed monster of leads, which is every morning I do my first pass here daily in the Facebook or YouTube group so that you can watch and see exactly what I do. But I'm going to call the expireds, the canceleds, the for sale by owners that have left the market last night or and maybe in their estimation have hit the market this morning, depending on what they feel being a FSBO is, but it's not on the market, that's for sure. Nonetheless, I'm going to hit them now. And before I do that, I'm going to take a big pull of Joe, and this swig is for you. All right. So this morning I woke up super early, and part of my deal is I like to wake up early before everybody in my house wakes up, so I can knock out some systems work, some processes work, some foundational groundwork that I need to do to make my business run. And one of the things that became very clear to me is now, first and foremost, confession time. I love doing this content. I love setting appointments. For me, getting on the phone, setting appointments, hunting a new lead generation, if you will, going out there, setting the appointment, getting that business. I love doing that. That is the best part about that is it's also it's the highest and best use of my time. It's the most profitable use of my time, but I'm also exceptionally good at it. So it's easy for me to want to stay in that space because I like doing it. I don't like tracking numbers. I don't like systems and processes. There is a ton of foundational shit that I don't like doing. And because of that, I can become a little bit delusional in my own mind about, am I doing a good job in terms of really tracking my numbers? And this morning, I kind of had this epiphany that I'm doing a hand to God. I'm doing a terrible job. Like, I am not doing a great job monitoring, keeping my finger on the pulse of the real metrics that run my business. And now the good news is that's easily fixed. But the reality of it is I'm doing a shit job of that. And there is no way that I will hit a ceiling, or I will bump up against a ceiling of success that I won't be able to break through if I don't have those pieces in place the right way. And so this morning, as I was going through that review, now the good news is it's not like I'm totally out of control and whatever, but the easy part is for me to slip into a spot of doing good enough. Like, I'm doing good enough. Like, oh, hey, look, I set an appointment today, or hey, look, I got a listing today. All of that's great. Don't get me wrong. I want to get an appointment. I want to get a listing. I want to get business, whatever that looks like. But the reality of it is, if I am not hyper granular about my business numbers, if I don't have my finger on the pulse of the business, and I mean to the nth degree, if I don't know those numbers, then I don't really have a business. I just have a high paid sales job. Which, again, there's nothing wrong with having a high paid sales. I certainly like to have a high paid sales job as opposed to a low paid sales job. But nonetheless, there's a big gap of where I need to be to go to where I want to go. And the good news is, if you're aware of those deficiencies by constantly reviewing your process, you're able to fix them quickly. And what's the analogy they use? In order to move, or to turn a ship, it doesn't just turn on a dime. You've got to position it right. It takes forever, and then whatever, it moves. Same thing with my business, right? So it's great that I'm good at making these dials. It's great that I'm good at setting appointments. It's great that I'm able to set listing appointments at will and get listings at will. But if you don't know your numbers and you don't know what's going on with your business behind the scenes, then you simply don't have a business. And that is 100% my confession for this morning. Not that I don't have a business, I have a business, but what I lost control of temporarily is the granularity in my business. And so, am I really winning the day? And the answer to that question this morning was, I don't know. I thought I was winning the day. I thought I was on track. I thought on paper, I'm certainly outproducing what I did last year. So that's good. But in terms of granularity, I don't have it. And that's my work to do. So for me, my work is not, this is easy. Doing these calls, setting these appointments, getting new listings, whatever that's easy for me. For me, I need to slow down. I need to work on my business, and or is it work in my business, not on my business? But I've got to be able to do that, or hire people to do it for me. But for right now, I got some more work to do. So without any further ado, about to jump on live here. There are 9 records. Actually, there's 16 records to call. 7 are going to be filtered out. They're in price points I don't want to talk to. That leaves me with a grand total of 9 that I'm going to call right now. As always, I want to be one of the first to connect with these people. It's 9 o'clock. I am absolutely not going to be the first person to call them. That's okay. There's never a bad time to call, but you do typically get a strategic advantage if you're one of the first people to connect for the daily expires and canceled. So that's what I'm going to do right now. As always, if you or anyone you know is even thinking about moving to South Florida, we are constantly helping buyers from around the country and around the world buy homes here in South Florida. We would absolutely love to help. We help all of South Florida. We service all of South Florida, from Jupiter all the way down to Miami and everything in between. So all of Palm Beach County, all of Broward County, all of Dade County, all of St. Lucie County. We service all of it, and we would love to help. We'll pay you a FAT referral, and we'll take great care of your clients, get them exactly what they want, get them the best terms possible, and everybody will be happy. So with that in mind, let's crank on the phone right now and get to work. All right. So again, it's 9 o'clock. These people have been pounded already. That's okay.
Your connector can be found in the dialing box on your screen.
There's no bad time to get on the phone, unless, of course, the cleaning lady is outside with the vacuum. Then it's not the best time. But I'll keep pushing. Cheers. Eureka. No more noise. All right, so we're cranking through the list. 9 records to call. As always, I'm using Vulcan 7 data. I'm importing that into the Mojo dialer. Hello. Hey, this is Chris Igoe with Remax. I record my calls for training purposes. I noticed your property listing had expired in the MLS. I was curious, how on earth did the property not sell? Dory baby, where'd you go, sweetie? Let's call her right back. So they hang up on me. I call them right back. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But you don't know unless you try, so keep pushing. Well, that's a confirmed hang up. So keep pushing. This is a short list. Billy Nash, what's up, man? We got Matt. We got an automatic voicemail. 1294305. All right, so we're cranking through the list. We're making the donuts. Yeah, Jamie, get some. I see you in both places. So if you are out there on Facebook, thank you for watching. If you're out there on YouTube, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. If you would like, subscribe, hit the bell, tell a friend. We're looking to grow that platform and get more people better and more effective on the phones. And also to remind everybody to get granular within your own business and track and know your numbers. Because like I mentioned earlier, I got a little bit out of control.
Hello?
Hello, this is Chris Igoe with Remax. I record my calls for training purposes. I noticed your property is for sale by owner. Is that true?
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
Oh, outstanding. I love how much you're asking for the home.
If you have information about this property listing, how come you're asking me that question?
Well, that's a great question because I'm looking in two different spots and I see two different pieces of information that conflict with each other. So on Zillow, it says one thing. On Trulia, it says another. And you'd think they'd get the information right because they're owned by the same company, but for whatever reason, they don't. So, yeah, I'm not trying to insult or offend you. I'm just trying to understand what you're asking for the home.
415.
Outstanding. I love it. All right, 415. And how many bedrooms, how many baths?
32.
3-2.
What company are you with?
I'm with Remax, and full disclosure, I'm a buyer. I'm a team leader. We own a real estate company, so we do a lot of business there in Deerfield Beach. Okay, so have you done any upgrades or improvements to the property?
The pictures speak for themselves. If you want to come out and look at the house, make an appointment. Otherwise, go bother somebody else.
Well, I'm not here to bother you. I hope you're not taking it that way. It sounds like you might be getting upset. Is that the case?
I'm getting upset because I've got like 90 real estate brokers that called in the last hour or so.
Yeah.
And one worse than the other. I don't have time to wait.
Well, listen, I don't want to give you PTSD. Put your guns back in your holster. I'm just so you know, I'm with Remax.
That's why I'm going to hang up on you because you're a sales guy. Go back to sales.
Oh, all right. Well, do me a favor. Put your guns back in your holster for a second. And let me ask you: are you trying to sell the house by not having it on the market with a real estate professional? Is it because you're? See, I asked the wrong question. But let's call him right back. He hung up on me. I'm calling him right back. I forgot to ask him the $1 million question. I got lost in my own pitch.
This is Tina with A1 Freight Service. I'm sorry to call. Please leave me a message and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.
All right, that is unfortunate. I will definitely call them back later and hit them with a 14-day guaranteed sale program. So what I was intending to do there was build a little bit of rapport. Hello, this is Chris Igoe with Remax. I record my calls for training purposes. My records indicate that your property is for sale by owner. Is that true?
It's true.
Outstanding. I love it. How much are you asking for the home?
$899.
$899. I love it. Outstanding. How many bedrooms? How many baths?
4 bedrooms. It's actually 3 full bedrooms. The other bedroom is a mother-in-law, like apartment, in the bath over the garage. So it's 4 bedrooms, 3.5 baths.
I love it. Outstanding. And have you done any upgrades or improvements to the property?
Yeah, it's brand new. I mean, it's not brand new. It was built in 2008, so it's a new home in the neighborhood.
Sweet. I love it. So let me ask you, are you trying to sell the house by not having it on the market with a real estate professional? Is it because you're trying to save some money on commissions?
This is the deal. I went through 1 year of being stuck with a realtor that got me not one offer.
Oof.
Okay? I reduced the property. I went through pure hell.
Mm-hmm.
Open houses every week, non-qualifying buyers looking at my house constantly. I'm not doing that again.
Yeah.
Period. It's not going to happen. I don't want to list. I will not list. I want to be in control of it. I want to move into a smaller place. I'm living in my apartment in the back.
Got it.
Because I wanted to downsize and to see if I could. Because my real goal is to build a tree house and live in it. So
I love that goal. I'm right there with you. So look, and I appreciate where you're at.
So that's the deal. So I'm not going to go with the realtor. If you have a qualified buyer,
Yep.
then you have to prove to me that's a qualified, pre-approved buyer.
Sure.
I will not show my house.
I got it. So let me ask you this. If you knew absolutely for certain that by doing business with me, two things would happen. One, your home would sell. Two, you'd end up with significantly more money, bottom line, than you could get any other way, with or without an agent. Now, I know that's a big promise, but would you at least want to hear more about it? Be honest.
No, absolutely no. I've heard everything. I don't want to do it. I'm not going to do it. The answer is no.
Okay. Listen, I respect that.
This is what I was told from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
My house was the biggest house in the neighborhood. It was for sale. It was beautiful. It showed beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And evidently the price wasn't right at the time when it went up.
Mm-hmm.
Now things are booming again.
Yeah.
It's been off the market. It's booming again. So I decided to put it down for a lower price to sell it myself, and I sell it right away. And I don't have a problem. The house will sell, absolutely.
Awesome.
I've got, did you see it on Zillow?
I did, yeah, absolutely. So just so you know,
Okay.
we specialize in finding the one buyer on planet Earth willing to pay more than anybody else. And so I get where you're at. Would it offend you if I texted you my contact information so that you have it? This way, when I do call back, you know who I am.
Sure.
Okay, cool. And is it possible to lay eyes on the property and see if it's something we believe we can get you multiple offers on and sell fast?
You know, I'm sure you know this, okay? My phone is blown up from realtors
I know.
saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Same exact thing.
So
I do not want to get myself in that position.
yeah.
You see the house, everybody wants to come, all the realtors want to come see my house. My house was for sale for 1 year.
Yeah.
There were 1 million realtors that came through my house,
Mhm.
okay? They all knew about my house, but did they get me a buyer? No, they did not get me a buyer.
Yeah.
Okay, I know how this works.
Your
I've already gone through
agent,
it.
your agent failed you. And I respect where you're at. I totally get that.
It was two agents, and
Mhm.
I was on corporate.
Mhm.
The corporate is a big freaking company.
Yeah.
Okay, the houses in my neighborhood are selling like hot fire. Okay, the two realtors in my neighborhood that sell the most houses
Yeah.
didn't sell my house
Right.
because they weren't going to make enough money. So they didn't sell my house for me. Okay, they could have because they're #1 rated in my neighborhood.
Mhm.
And I'm sure you know without even saying any names who they are. And they're with big companies.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Well,
you know, there's nothing wrong with my house.
I don't suspect there is. Just there are 3 reasons why properties don't sell. You know all of them. You've been through this before. Obviously, the first one is price. The second is the condition of the property, which I don't believe is the issue here. Third is the way the property is marketed. Now, just so you know, I'm looking in the MLS right now, and I can tell you the way it was previously in the MLS, it wasn't syndicated everywhere that it could be. So the reality of it is you were at a strategic disadvantage. Now, I don't know what happened in terms of the personalities or the realtors involved, whatever that looks like. I can tell you this. I'm with Remax Direct. We've got 6 offices down here in South Florida. We've sold 15,000 homes since 2008. We're averaging 1 a day. My claim to fame is I'm top 11 in the state of Florida. I get 98.2% of lists. I do that in an average of 45 days. Now, because we sell a lot of property in your neck of the woods, we've got buyers that we're working with right now that are active shoppers. I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I've got a buyer for your property right now. I don't. If I did, I'd come over there and it would be sold. Everybody would be happy. What I'd like to do, and this is not a gimmick, I'd like to lay eyes on the property. While I'm there, I would do a little bit of video that I do internally myself. I blast that to my database of active shoppers who are looking for properties like yours right now. Currently, we're working with 2,500. So I will not waste your time. Is it possible for me to just lay eyes on the property and see if it's something we believe we can get you multiple offers on and sell fast?
I'm sure you can. You've seen the pictures.
Yeah, but what I've seen the pictures. I get that. But what I don't have the ability to do right now is some social media content that I can then blast to my database of active shoppers. That's what I'm gunning for here. Do you have availability?
This is another thing. Okay, my price is $8.99.
Got it.
You're not going to get more than that. Are you telling me you're going to get more than that? If it's priced at $8.99,
so that's a
trick.
That's a great question. So typically what we do in our pricing strategy is so effective in is, look, the market's going to be what the market's going to be. The market's always right. So what we're experts at doing is pricing your home in a way that we get multiple offers that bid each other up and actually pay more than what we're listed at. And we've got a track record of doing that. Now, that being said, what I'd like to do, if it meets with your approval, is run an analysis on the property as it relates to price and email that to you. What's your best email address?
Well, I said at my house yesterday, day before, it was 9:27.
Yeah.
Last night it was 9:14. Okay. I know it's worth that. Absolutely.
Well, that's awesome.
Absolutely. 100%.
Good.
But I want it to sell. I don't want to go through any stress. I want a buyer to come in there and know that that property is worth that and buy it. I know that sounds like magic or whatever, but I don't want to go through this stress. I've already done it.
Yeah.
I do not want to. I am not going to do it. Meeting with realtors. Oh, I have a buyer. I need 24 hours to be there. Can you have the house ready? Blah, 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 blah. I've heard it all, and it never pans out. And I can't go through that. I do not want to go through that.
No, you need to find a buyer to come over there and buy the house, right? That's it. It's simple. It's not rocket science.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. And that's what we do. Okay. And so here's what I'd like to do again, if it meets with your approval. Zillow is telling you whatever they're telling you, and I'm not here to get, Zillow is often wrong. Does that mean they're wrong in this case?
Yeah,
No, I don't know that at all. What I'd like to do, again, if it meets with your approval, there's no obligation or cost or anything like that. I would like to run an analysis on the property as it relates to price. I'll email that to you. Again, it's no charge. What is your best email address?
My email is CASACORACON, Casa Corazon. It's the name of my house.
Yep.
1950
Yep.
at gmail.com.
Outstanding. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do if it meets with your approval. When we get off the phone, I'm going to text you my contact information so that you have it. Again, I know you're getting a lot of phone calls. I'm sure I'd probably be developing PTSD if I was in your shoes, because I know everybody's calling you, and it's probably even more.
I'm already there.
I know. I get it. Yeah, no, I listen. It's even more frustrating when you've had the property on the market and now where were all these people originally when you were trying to sell the home, right? So I get it. So what I'll do is I will text you my contact information. You'll save it in your phone. I'm going to run an analysis on the property as it relates to price. I'll email that to you. And then really what I'd like to do, again, I'd like to lay eyes on the property and see if it's something we believe we can get you multiple offers on and sell fast. Now, I am booked this afternoon, but I've got availability tomorrow. Do afternoons or evenings typically work better for you?
Yeah, I'm not available tomorrow. The only availability I have is Thursday, actually.
Thursday?
Totally, booked solid.
Thursday, I've got.
I have a home management business, so I've been real busy this time of year.
Well, that's awesome. Better busy than bored. It means you're making money.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So Thursday, I've got. Is afternoons or evenings better for you?
Well, I don't have my schedule in front of me right now. Probably Thursday afternoon would be the best.
Would 2 or 4?
Or actually, Thursday in the morning would be better. Actually.
Could we do Thursday?
Where are you located?
I'm in West Boynton Beach is my main office. Could we do Wednesday at 11?
No, Wednesday's totally out.
I'm sorry, Thursday.
I can't
Thursday.
do
I'm sorry,
Wednesday.
Thursday. Excuse me. Thursday at 11.
Thursday at 11 is fine.
Outstanding. All right. So just so there's no confusion, when we get off the phone, I'll text you my contact information. I'll email you the pricing analysis, and then I'll look forward to seeing you Thursday at 11. Now, I do have a question in closing. When we do sell the property and get you more money than you ever thought possible, will you do an amazing testimonial and tell everybody what a great job we did?
Yes, but yes, of course I would.
I love it.
But that just.
I appreciate that. All right, great. So listen, you have a great day. I'll look forward to seeing you Thursday, and be on the lookout for my email and text. All right?
Well, let me make this clear.
Yes.
I don't want any sales pitch.
No, none whatsoever.
I do not want to sign up, and I'm not going to. I'm going to be clear on that. I don't care what you're thinking right now, that I'm going to sign up with you, because it's not going to happen.
I totally respect where
I want
you're
to
at.
be clear on that. I don't want that stress. I don't want to argue with you. I don't want all the sales pitch.
No stress.
I do not want it.
No stress.
Okay?
In fact, we actually have a program, which just so you know, where you sell it yourself, and there is no commission whatsoever. So that's something we can discuss when we're there. But again, no sales pitch, no hype. I look forward to seeing you Thursday at 11.
Well, listen, there's nothing for nothing. You know, people don't do things for nothing. So, and I don't mind giving somebody something for their time and their work. But the problem is I want to be in control of my house.
Yes.
I can't deal with all this stuff, this frustration of all these realtors. I can't do it.
Well, the good news.
I'm gonna give you a chance to come look.
I appreciate that, and I'm not going to let you.
There's another person that's coming from Fort Lauderdale that's coming to see my house too, and I'm only going to allow 2 people. So you're one of the lucky ones. Okay.
Thank you. And listen, good news. The good news is you don't have to take any more phone calls. Just nothing to be stressed about. I look forward to seeing you Thursday, and I promise you, I will not waste your time. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. So, yeah. So I'm going to, when I go there, I'm going to not pitch or anything, but make a presentation that she simply will not be able to refuse. But the key here is get in front of them. So I think she was telling me no from the minute I got on the phone. And that, so if you'll notice in the beginning of the conversation where where I was getting the most resistance, I converted her psychology from the no mentality to the yes mentality by asking her a very simple question, which is easy to say yes to, which is, can I text you my contact information? What's going on? So I want to get them out of that no mentality. And this is really critical, right? So the first piece is, can you disarm the, can you neutralize the initial resistance that they're going to give you right up front? And so on the call before that, I wasn't able to do it. And if I'm being fully transparent and critical of myself, I missed the mark. I should have, he was going to hang up on me anyway, but I should have hit him with the $1 million questions, which is that if you knew absolutely for certain that by doing business with me, 2 things would happen. 1, your home will sell. 2, you'll make more money than any other method possible. I know that's a big question or a big promise, but would you at least want to hear more about it? I didn't say that fast enough. I should have. Now, he was going to hang up on me anyway, but nonetheless, immediately the next call, I didn't even have an opportunity to analyze what went on in that conversation because the next person picked up so quickly. And with that, I was able to just work my way through the pitch and set the appointment. But the key is you're going to get some initial resistance. You've got to be able to survive that. You've got to be able to maintain control of the conversation and the power of the conversation. And with the guy previous to this woman, he wouldn't relinquish it, right? So he hung up. Which is fine. So I've got selective amnesia. As soon as somebody hangs up on me, I immediately forget the conversation even happened. So that doesn't, and you will learn how to do that as you develop. You'll develop the skill set to let it you just let it go. You just go on to the next dial. And when you, with the Mojo dialer being as effective as it is, there is no time to even think. It's just boom, you're on to the next one. The next person picks up. So it's important to have these scripts internalized and memorized. And even if you do screw up, I mean, look, I've written these pitches. I still have them in front of me because sometimes I get lost in my own thoughts. But nonetheless, you've got to be able to push through that initial resistance. And then you've got to get them from no to yes. So how do you get them from, because that woman told me flat out, she's not doing no. And I let her work her way through the no. I labeled it and said, it sounds like you might have some, or I think I said, I would probably have developed PTSD around this many phone calls coming in. So I'm building rapport. I'm relating to her. I'm letting her get all the no's out of her system. And then I ask for something really easy to say yes to. Would it offend you if I texted you my contact information? She says yes. I don't even know what happened after that. We had some more conversation. She did a little bit more talking. She got it out of her system. I then asked for her email address, which at first I'm pretty sure she said no to, or told me that Zillow had the right estimate, which is just ridiculous. But I kept asking for the email address. Eventually she gave it to me. So now she's gone from no chance in hell to yes. I also know just from experience that people who say no that forcefully up front are the easiest people to convert. So when she knows that she's going to list with me, she knows that. So she's already thrown it out there. She's 100% not going to list with me. Okay. We'll see. And even if she doesn't, I'll get the rep in, I'll follow up with her. And if her home doesn't sell, which the reality of it is, if your home is nice and if your home is priced right, it will sell for sale by owner. I suspect that's not the case. And I suspect I can convert her, but we shall see. The fortune is in the follow-up. So, all right. Thank you for watching. What's up? I'm bookmarking this video and watching it over and over. That's awesome, Jamie. I'm going to, I actually have to go back through the content that I've created and break out these individual calls so they can be more easily digested as opposed to having to watch through this whole video. But yeah, so that's it, right? Keep pushing, go out there and get some. And then also I started this and I started the session with this. I'm going to end it with this. Get granular with your numbers, because I thought that I was winning the day. I thought that I was in control of my business. I thought, because my numbers this year are better than what they were last year, which to me is a win. It's a delusional win. So yes, it's growth, but when I really broke down the numbers, I realized that I'm not even close to hitting the numbers that I should be. So the good news is, as long as you're accountable to that, as long as you're constantly reviewing those things, you can course correct fairly quickly. And in my case, that's what I'm doing. But you got to know your numbers. You got to track your numbers. You got to be, you've got to be aware of what's going on inside your business. You've got to know whether you're really winning the day or not, because it's easy to delude. For me, it's easy to delude myself. I could sit here and say, and I started the video with this too, this is what I like doing the most. So like, I'm getting rewarded. I got on the phone, I got an appointment. I'm going to see her Thursday. I'm probably going to get that listing. Boom. Look at me. I'm winning. No, that's not net. Well, that is true in one sense, but on the bigger the scope of things, am I hitting my numbers? And the reality of it is, no, I'm not. So I can't sit here and pound my chest and say, hey, look at me, I just set an appointment. If I'm not winning the day, if I'm not hitting my numbers, if I'm not granular, then I'm just totally full of shit. And I don't like to, and I'm not full of shit. So nonetheless, go out there, know your numbers, get granular, get inside, get into the nitty gritty of your details, win the day granularly, know what your numbers are, commit to the process, detach from the outcome, keep pushing, and get some. If there's anything I can do to help, you know where to find me. And as always, If you or anyone you know is even thinking of moving to South Florida, we are constantly helping buyers from around the country and around the world buy homes here in South Florida. We would love to help. We will take care of your clients at the highest level, get them exactly what they want, get them the best deal possible, and we'll pay you a fat referral for the privilege. So go out there, get some, win the day, win the week, win the year. Anything I can do to help, you know where to find me. Get some.